And now, Rob on the road, exploring Northern California.
We have 2 days till countdown with this Access to Care Fair. So
there are people on this earth who make their moments truly matter. And this is a prime example of that. Leslie DeDora, A Touch of Understanding is her organization, and Direct from Her Heart is that name. Good to see you, Leslie.
it's wonderful to be here, Rob. What an honor. Thank you very much.
What we're talking about is people who have disabilities of any kind. And A Touch of Understanding goes into classrooms all across Northern California and teaches children at early ages that everybody is the same. Really is that basic that has to be taught.
We think that each of us is different, that we feel different in and of ourselves, that no one ever felt the feelings that we feel. And then when we talk with kids about what's hard for them or what's hard in their family, and they open up because it's such a safe environment.
And look how they're learning it.
Just
from the very people that before these workshops they may have looked at differently.
Exactly.
Your workshops have speakers who are blind, use wheelchairs.
Have autism,
What else?
have cerebral palsy. Sometimes we're fortunate enough to have a speaker who is deaf. One of our speakers has Parkinson's. So we have a variety of disabilities represented. What the students are seeing is that despite these challenges, these individuals are finding ways to accomplish their dreams and achieve their goals. And in doing so, what they're realizing is they can do the same thing.
Your organization and what you've done with A Touch of Understanding has gone all across this country. And I would bet all across this world. Because how many students have you engaged with?
Over 115,000.
Wow. And each of those kids have been through the workshop like you're seeing here right now. And these kids sat here in this gymnasium and heard from speakers and got into wheelchairs themselves and went around the room. And after that happened, they also heard what it sounds like for some people who have autism. They had examples of Braille. They had examples of artificial limbs.
We may look different on the outside, but on the inside we're all the same people.
And afterwards, I saw that class, Leslie, tighter than I've ever seen other ways of bringing kids together. And I see this time and time again with your workshops, because like you said, they realize that their problems in their world, once talked about, are all out for everyone to feel the same.
Exactly. It creates a climate of connection. And as we know, even as we're learning more and more about mental health issues, connection is life-saving. But it doesn't work if the other kids don't understand the challenges, because then the child with disabilities is put in, and it's like putting a child into a play and not giving anybody the script. Then everybody is just trying to figure out what's right to do without any guidance. But with A Touch of Understanding, it's like giving them the guidance that they need to then interact positively.
What did Albert Einstein have?
So Albert Einstein had a lot of struggles. He didn't talk till he was 5 years old.
Kids are so brilliant. They take this exploration that we provide and they put it in where it fits into their daily living.
Wow. You are in schools during the school year, just about every day of the school year.
3 and 4 days a week, yes, in 10 counties
That's
in
a
Greater
lot of
Sacramento.
work.
It is. It is. We hope to be able to continue to expand, and we get a lot of interest from across the country. And there is some interest in Canada as well. It's finding the funding to make it happen and ways to keep the integrity of the program.
When you meet people who've not heard of A Touch of Understanding, how do you describe it?
I describe it as the emotional ADA. It's one thing.
Brilliant.
It's one thing to be able to get into, physically be able to get into a building. But if when you get in that building in your wheelchair, you feel alone and isolated, you'd rather not be there. What I don't want to see continue happen is any child hurt any child isolated, any child going home and crying because of the way they've been treated or ignored at school. I want to see our communities include our individuals with disabilities, our individuals who seem different for any reason, because of those individuals deserving it, but also because our communities are so much richer when everyone brings their gifts and talents. But when we isolate people and we don't accept those gifts and talents because they might look a little different, we all lose. And isn't that a sad thing?
You are one person who helps set others free. And I thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Murphy Austin Adams Schoenfeld LLP, focusing on business law and commercial litigation, is proud to support Rob on the Road, Region Rising. More information available at murphyaustin.com.